New boots, new clamp, new grease. Now the favorite part, squeeze down just right on that clamp.
500 wheel horsepower, that's what they say that I can get out of these axles off my Supra differential. Well, what are they doing here? Did I peel out too many times? No. Did I haul ass too many times? No. Why did I have to take the axle out? Because it was worn? The boot got torn. Not too bad for 31 years old, original boots. I wanted to keep it original. I could have replaced the half shaft, but I decided to go ahead and put new boots on it. It's a little bit more trouble, but I hope it comes out better. Let's see if this old mecanico can still do it by himself.
This is what the half shaft looked like when I first took it out. It's obvious the inner CV boot is torn, and that was all that it needed. In order to replace the boots, I have to remove the inner CV joint. How do we do that? Well, we go to a special place on the clamp. It's just this tiny little seam. I hope you can see the pointer right in there. With just an average size screwdriver, I folded out the little locks on both of them, and there they are. All I did was unfold the little locks and started pulling with some leverage off the screwdriver, and that clamp came off. What was next? In order to completely remove the CV joint, I have to take off the snap ring, and the right tool works great every time. This part right in here, this was a very friendly part. None of the needle bearings are designed to fall out or allowed to fall out. So I've got the inner CV joint removed, and once I have the inner CV joint removed out of the way, well, that's as far as the disassembly has to go to get that boot off. All I have to do is start sliding, take the clamps off, start sliding the boot down in the other direction. Here I have the inner CV joint disassembled, and sure enough, there's the outer one. I did not have to disassemble this any further. New boots, new clamp, new grease. Now the favorite part, squeeze down just right on that clamp. I don't know why that's so mesmerizing. Wow, that was nice. All right, let's pinch down on the smaller clamp. It sure looks good. New boot, new clamp, new grease. And here we go. Same thing. Squeeze down just right on that clamp. Let's see how it looks. Just right. Man, that looks 30. Yes.
Okay, it's time to prepare the fasteners. All fasteners should be clean and lubricated prior to the assembly. We'll take most of these fasteners. All right, we're going to put them into this little pan. Just put all the fasteners in the pan. I like to tilt it over tiny little bit. All the fasteners are over here. It's tilted over a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of cleaner. Next time I'll get diesel fuel, but this time I'm just putting a little bit of gasoline. I know it's not the best, but half a cup, quarter cup, a third of a cup. A little bit of gasoline, and we're going to just mix them up in there. Okay, these are not built up with rust, so it doesn't take much to get all the grit, the dirt, and all the oil, dirty oil that's in there. Once we do that, right, we're going to want to clean them with a little bit of soap and water. I'm going to take just some dish soap. This one works great. The Dawn is really, really good. I'll put some in there, and then I'll mix it up a little bit. First, we wash the fasteners with some petroleum-based product. And then we're going to give them a little wash with the soap and the water. So now we take the fasteners, and I just dump them right in there. You gotta take all the fasteners and dump them in there. Okay, and then we shake it up a little bit. Shake it up a little bit, and this is gonna get all that petroleum product off of there. We take it and we shake it, and that's gonna work real good. Now, magnets are magic, or magnets are handy. Now I'm gonna give it a water rinse. I have nothing but water in here. And I'm going to take the fasteners that I've washed with the solvent, and I'm just going to scoop them all out. There's maybe a better way to do this, but let me just get some more and then we'll go on. Okay, so now that I've gotten all of them cleaned up with the little bit of gasoline, and we just go ahead and shake it up. This is nothing more than just a little bit of water. I'm taking the soap off. These fasteners, I'm doing a better than average job. Okay, I am doing a better than average job because it's my vehicle and I like things to be just right. So we go ahead and we get the fasteners out like what we were doing. And I got a couple more right in there. There's probably a better way to do this, but anyway, here we go. One more. We get that done. All right, and we're going to move them over just a little bit and let them dry. So long as it's got the water on there, they should be just fine. We're going to get ready to clean one other piece that I need. Okay, I'm done with the soap and the water, and I'm done with I need that same gas. I'm going to take that little bit of gas. I got that in there, and what I have is a bracket. Where is it? There it is. That's a better shot of it. But this bracket's got a lot of grease on there, and before I even attempt to clean it, I'm just going to wipe off all the thick stuff. All that extra thick grease built up that got spilled on there, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to clean this bracket because it's nice to have clean parts, clean tools, clean hands, to clean. As you assemble these parts, it's just going to prevent all kinds of problems with stripped and rounded and cross-threaded. So it's good to do that. Okay, I'm done with that guy right there. A little back to the soap and the water here. This is going to be good. I'm just going to take that gasoline film out of it, or the diesel, whatever you're using. I'm going to take it out of there. That's getting it nice and clean. This procedure right here gets the material so clean that you can actually paint on it. Soap and water can take off plenty of the oil residue. Now the warm water even works better. Right, we got those going on in there. We're going to let these dry out. I got a couple more, might as well do them all. I got a couple more, we're going to do them all, and then we're going to get ready to assemble. We're preparing the fasteners. This is an important step. All right, we want clean fasteners so they don't mess up the threads while we're going back together with them. Throw them in the wash a little bit. Get the residue off. Throw them in the rinse. And then we're going to dry them out. Okay, we cleaned them. We rinsed them. Now it's time to inspect them before we lubricate. For example, this one looks pretty good, but this one needs a little more cleaning. Threads are so vulnerable to having problems. You want to make sure that the threads are nice and clean so you don't have problems going back together. They don't all need this. Doesn't hurt to check them. I'm going through all the bolts and I'm making sure that the threads are nice and clean, preparing them for the lubrication. All the nuts and the bolts should be cleaned, inspected, and lubricated. Never put in a dirty bolt or a nut because you're going to regret it when you have problems. So I have the nuts and the bolts, right? They look like they're ready. I'm going to clean this one a little bit more. There it is. And you can just come in here and spray the WD-40 over the threads. The threads are the most important part of this fastener, and we don't want to take a chance of messing them up. Right, now it's okay to go ahead and put the WD-40 on there because it gives it a little coating of protection from the rust. we're going to do that in there. Oh, I guess I'll throw the washers in there to protect it. And then I got this locking ring, and I'm just going to sort of coat them all out. If you wanted to, you could come and put some of this. Right, but let me make sure that WD-40 is on all the threads so it goes together nice and smooth. This is an important step. Cleaning, inspecting, preparing, and lubricating all of the fasteners for the assembly. Okay, look what we got. More threads. We got to make sure. We don't want to have any trouble. They look fine, but always a little spray. Little spray. So the same thing. Here we go. This is the fun part where we get to style a little bit. And you know what styling means. We come in here, we run it up, and then we style. Yes, is that the right torque? One more. Well, does it look like this old mechanical can still do it by himself? Let me emphasize that, by myself. Because for the last 42 years, I always had some automotive students in my classes that were required to have some hands-on training. And we'd use some of the school trainers, but my favorite part was helping them on their car. I'd encourage them to bring their vehicle in and we test it. Heck, let's fix it. We saved some money for them. I made a good partner. They were eager to help me out. For the last 42 years, I've always had somebody to help me. But now, since I'm retired, I lost that perk. But that's okay because I have what I like doing. I like doing videos for YouTube. One of my relatives put it on Facebook. Well, he retired after 42 years, but he can't stop teaching. Folks, I hope you liked the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you really liked that video, hit that notice bell for us, please. And if you really like this video, a subscription would be wonderful. Thank you. Keep coming back.